Everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Okay, so let's get through some of the stuff that people have been asking about this final sale. So today is November 23rd. Tonight is the last day you get the current rate. I'll be jacking up the current rate for tomorrow, November 24th. Friday, official Black Friday sale is on. This sale is going out to everybody on my email list. So if you're on my email list, good for you. This will be the last sale, the absolute lowest. So the schedule will be, current rate will go up 50% as of tomorrow, which is from $800 today. Tomorrow goes up to $1,200, and then we're gonna have the Black Friday sale up until the end of Cyber Monday. And then on Tuesday, the rates goes up to the full retail rate that I'll show you as of Tuesday, and I do believe we will be jacking it up even more as we roll out the strategy that we've got in our way. I'll probably talk about that in a minute and show you some references to give you some time to chew over what you want to do. But again, everything shuts down on this current sale at midnight. I've programmed it as of midnight, and today is right now 12:29 p.m. So once that hits my time Eastern Standard, that will then go up to 50% as of 12:01 tonight, my time, Eastern Standard Time, same as New York. Okay, and I can't stop that either because it's pre-programmed. So hopefully, we've been hyping it now for about 3-4 days. All right, and again, this is only exclusive to those that are on my email list. Okay, so what are we talking about? Well, let's talk about the sale itself. So a lot of people seem to be asking about the exact details and what they're getting. We have here 3 courses that are listed under my product page, which will take you to here. So what we're talking about are 3 courses, and I'll talk about the rationale behind them. So the first course is my most popular, the Python infrastructure building block. If you're ever interested in learning about Python, Python's pretty well taken over everything in machine learning, basic algorithmic research, everything done at banks, HFT shops, investment banks, hedge fund, everything's done in Python pretty well. And yes, R is still out there, but it's more done at academia, but in practice, Python's the one. So what I've done is 2 years ago, I put together this course showing you how to build out a basic systematic trading system or platform. It's not really a platform, but all the basic stuff that you would need for it. So this is using Python 2.7. I use both 2.7 and Python 3.6. So I keep it both versions and they can coexist. So basically what you have is the reasons on why algos and the popular programming languages, the tools that you'll need, setting up the environment. Then we talk about the databases in here and all the different options. I go with this one called Redis, but I keep this optional. Then we talk about how to interface with Interactive Brokers TWS with Python. I'll get into more details of my specific course on Interactive Brokers. Then we talk about data sources like Yahoo, and then Matplotlib and PyChart, prettying up your with your charting. Okay, so that's the first course. So the second course is this one on Interactive Brokers. Now, Interactive Brokers is pretty well the most popular broker out there that will give you an API and that you work off of, and it's the most probably trustworthy broker out there for retail traders. So unless, as I've mentioned in many videos before, you want to move up to a better broker, you're going to need probably $50,000-$60,000 in your account. Then you want to get to an exchange level. You probably need minimum $250,000 US. Most people will be starting out, so they will probably be forced to go with the Interactive Brokers. And the other reason with Interactive Brokers, it's a universal broker as well that covers all the asset class, futures, options, forex, equity or stocks, some fixed income, so on and so forth. So this course will show you how to take advantage of the API with different programming languages, including Python, Java, and C++. I don't expect you to know these languages, but it's always good to have later on. So I did mention Redis, the database, which is a NoSQL database, and I explain the benefits of Redis here, and I go into full detail on how to manage a queue with like a message queue with interactive brokers in Python, and how to use the test client that Interactive Brokers gives you. And there's a bunch of things I do with Redis to have a full-on advanced message queuing system with Redis and Interactive Brokers and all your different software programming languages. And that's the big benefit of Interactive Brokers. The other course that I provide, which is probably key to just trading, all the professional traders that I deal with that are in the 7-digit or 8-digit, that's 1 million plus, 10 million plus. A lot of them will always use futures and options and look at either the option chain data. They'll also look at the forward curves, the commitment trader reports, which is basically futures data to confirm their trading theories on forecasting, and that's what's always used because it's forward looking. My current strategy is doing the exact same thing. So it's really critical to use futures and options as part of your trading to get proper forecasting no matter what you trade, if it's options or futures or Forex or even equity. So as I said, this is built off a UC Davis course we model off of, and it covers so many courses or so many different topics that are part of Interactive Brokers. So you can do optimal hedging or options on futures, random walk theory, purchasing power, parity, yield curve, which is to measure how the economy is doing, and cost of carry, interest parity, blah, 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 blah. So very fundamental things that have been in the markets for over 100 years, but these are the fundamentals that you need to really be successful at trading. That gives you the solid foundation. Now, the beautiful thing about this is I provide the algorithms out of this course out of a book. It's done in C++ and some in Python as samples. So I try to give you both a C++ and a Python version of all the topics listed here in both Python and C++. So hopefully this will be a very powerful course. So this covers all the basics that you'll need to be a really successful trader. Now, the question is, well, let me just show you one other thing. So the Quant Full Service basically encompasses these 3 courses plus the Analytics Full Service as well. And for the current price that I've mentioned, I'm giving you a 12 month or a 1-year subscription as well to the Analytics service. So that basically entails, which is currently $100 a month. We give you all of these benefits that are listed, and we are going to be putting out the secure chat group with the live trading in the next few weeks once we get the strategy up and running. That will also include the live group events every Monday, and playbacks that are listed in the membership itself, which I'll show you in a minute, as well as the different forecasting charts and data that you can use in your own trading. And once we get the position logs up and running to a live account for my Forex strategy, I'll be providing that as well. Okay, so these are some of the benefits with the benefits as well. I mean, you'll get portfolio analysis, which is 80% of all professional traders do, and all the econometric data that you'll need to help you get better forecasting in your Forex trading as well as equity. And we cover all the analytical types, be it fundamental, technical analysis, or quant. We use a fundamental for the econometric. We use a technical analysis for timing your positions. And then we also, of all things, use quant in our portfolio analysis to get optimum positions weighting on each trade. And believe me, Goldman Sachs does that every single trade that they run it through this special database as part of their risk metrics before every trade is taken. across the enterprise of Goldman Sachs, and that's what keeps them in business, and that's why they didn't get hurt really in 2008 during the financial crisis, because of this technique that they use. And of course, we get a global view of what's happening in the overall markets globally to get you maximum profit potential. All right, so those are all of the available benefits. There's videos on each one to walk you through what's in these memberships. Okay, so that's a big mouthful as well. For $800, you won't get this deal anywhere, and that's why we go $800 today, last day ever. $1,200 tomorrow, and most likely we'll jack up the price on Tuesday. And if this strategy that I'm rolling out over the next few days proves itself, we will have a strategy that we can work off of to build even more additional credibility to jack up the price and justify those price increases. Just to give you an idea, if you go to a place like Warrior Trading, they're going to give you one strategy for $4,000. Here we're giving you multiple techniques to build your own future, control your own future, own your own future, with all the programming tools that you learn to get you started. And it's for 1 year that you have the ability to do this, because you got to get access to all of this for, again, $800. So again, coming back to a place like Warrior Trading, I think it's $4,200, and you get maybe 1 or 2 courses and not the interactivity and all the stuff you get with this for a quarter of the price. And even if you bought it at $1,200, you're still getting a quarter of the price of what you get with Warrior Trading, and probably 10 times the amount of stuff to get you started. And they only focus on US stocks. This covers pretty well everything else but stocks. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Okay, so now you're probably going, oh, that's all cool, but we need to know that you're the real deal. Okay, I will challenge any person out there that calls themselves a trading guru to do the following things. First, I want you to tell me if your trading guru is listed with an organization like Newsweek, and that has their website right here listed as an associate partner, or a media partner. Okay, so we've been chosen by Newsweek for this huge event coming up in the next week or so on December 5th in New York, and we're a media partner, and there's only 5 companies listed. So that should be number one. This is probably the event of the year. I've seen the people presenting. It's an absolutely amazing conference. It's $7,000 to go, and I've got a video on the details of it right here. Heavy industry, HFT, hedge fund, investment bank players. So if you want to see what I mean, go to that video in my video section on YouTube's at YouTube on Quant Labs, the channel, our channel. So that's credibility number one. And you tell me if your trading guru is listed as a media partner, which they probably are not. So right there, that puts us in top game, top notch, top company of all of these special presenters. We're also involved is Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, Societe Generale, NVIDIA. The list could go on. All right, so do be on the notice for that. I've also put up a video on Quantcast, who's visiting our website. These are the top-notch people that you would want. So I put this video up called Top PhD Quant Researcher Grads Make Over $400 First Day on the Job. I also walk you into the Quantcast. Again, I challenge you to go to any third-party measuring site and ask for their metrics. You should be able to get that. So as I said, if you go to quantlabs.net, and I'll just give you the brief summary. Again, Where are we? So we are properly managed. Our metrics are measured third party. Um, let's see if I can get this. Here we go. So right here is this little mark right here. This check mark means we're quantified. And how do you know that? You can go to any part of our pages. Just find our major page. So anywhere on our blog, you'll find this. This is Quantcast doing the measuring on our site. Okay, so if you want to be in top company, period, go under our income, and I've done this before. Over 40%, well, 39.9, 40% of our audience makes over $150,000. Okay, a large percentage of our audience are grad school, so you're going to be in good company with people that make top dollar. Okay, so once again, we are a media partner with Newsweek, and we are also verifying our audience that visits our site at making over 40% make over $150,000 right here. Okay, I don't know what more credibility I can provide, but this is the reason why we're going to be jacking up the price. But once we get the trading running, we will also have that available as well. That'll plug directly into our account at Duca's Copy in the next probably hopefully month or 2 months or something. Again, that will add credibility because we have all of these credible validation of these various sponsorship and credibility on our audience. That means we are entitled to be able to charge top dollar. How do I know we can get away with it? Because we will start and ramp up a Facebook and a Google AdWords campaign to target high net worth people, which is usually running financial firms or have access that want to control their future. And we will be building services for that exact target market, which is starting now. So as a result, if you want to be part of that crowd, you get in now. And as I said, today's the last day, absolute last day, without a doubt, for absolute cheapest, because we're now rolling ahead. And we've got lots of strategies that we're going to start rolling out over the next couple of weeks to add into the quant analytics service. And we haven't even talked about, we're moving into cryptocurrency, and that's where the real money's being made right now. And I'm sure you know about Bitcoin. So the questions that we've been getting is people are too afraid of what? Not sure what you're afraid of, because we've given you the tools to get you started as a developer and a software person. And that's the direction trading is going. Everything's going into programming and coding. I mean, you got kids in England being taught no different as part of math and English, and now coding is part of the curriculum for little kids in the UK. Why? Because a lot of the advanced economies know that where the jobs will be in 5-10 years for kids is going to be in nothing but coding, software, and the STEM areas. So when you look at algorithms, you look at trading, when you look at a company like Goldman Sachs, I am telling you that Goldman Sachs, which is the largest investment bank in the world, is now a technology company, not an investment bank. So, see right here, Goldman Sachs is changing the dress code to bring in the top tech talent, not traders. They don't care about traders anymore, because that's the direction that they want to go, is for computer engineers. Okay, so that is a direction to where programming is taking it in that direction. Okay, so Goldman Sachs is no longer an investment bank. Okay, they are a technology company. Right here, Business Insider 2015. Okay, and this is the direction everything's going. This is the CEO who says, 9,000 programmers, and 1/3 of their total staff are now software programmers. Okay, this is the direction of programming. If you want to stay in the game of programming and you don't have the skills, you'll be left behind. And that's the direction the world is going, and this is the direction of trading as well. I cannot say it any more. On top of that, what needs to be understood is that not just coding is important. The question is, what's stopping you from being successful? The only thing that's stopping you from being successful is no different than saying, what's the difference between men and boys? Boys are lazy. Boys don't want to do things. But when there's a fire lit under their ass, they start to do things. And this is one of those moments where you will need to enter into this world. Otherwise, as I said, you'll get left behind. Because 80% of all trading volume is done electronically, which is, again, software. Everything's software now. And the other problem is, I might do a video on it, is on my Facebook account. I have a mock book on saying, under not just because you install a package using R or Python and you don't understand it and you still fail, that's why you fail, because you don't look under the hood. So here's the dilemma for you. You have to understand, is the only thing that's stopping you from being successful is your drive. And people say, well, I don't have time. I don't have time. Well, let me tell you something. We know in this world, I don't know what most people do in their careers, but I've shown you time and time again charts. If you're in the banking field and you don't pick up the coding skills, you will be out of your career. And how do I know that? Let's do another Google search here. Okay, hopefully this will come up on Bloomberg. Are robots taking over world's finance jobs? I want to show you a Bloomberg one because Bloomberg had an excellent chart on this. Okay, here we go. So, how to survive Wall Street's robot revolution. So I don't know this article. I'm just doing, okay, so yeah, this is the chart I want to show you. You could clearly here see that we haven't even talked about machine learning and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is taking over everything in the world. When you look at the one video that I put up on my YouTube channel, which was yesterday, this one right here, top PhD quant research, I go through in a specific detail what banks are looking for and why they're paying these top-notch PhDs $400,000. I'm going to show you why. When you look at this article, no matter what level you're in finance, whatever industry, everything is basically being declined. Your pay scale's getting, and here's the title, Artificial will create or crush these bank jobs. Crush these bank jobs. So we're talking about asset management, securities, sales training, private banking, wealth management, trading and clearing venues, and investment banking. So unless you're in top-notch management, you will be affected. And you will have probably 20 people in line waiting for your job who are going to be somehow technically driven either by math or by technology. And guess what? That's where the growth is in the finance industry. So I'm telling you, it is facing you in it's right. The writing's on the wall. And if you're not going to start learning this stuff, you will be highly affected. You will lose your career right here as an example. Not going to get into these articles. I posted these before, but that's what I'm saying. It's so critical. on that. So your drive is what's going to need to save you to start learning this stuff. And I'm probably one of the only services out there that has that. And again, I've just put this together for you. All right. So if you want to take full advantage of this, you just go under our site. Under our site, because we're not promoting it yet, you just come under product anywhere on our site and look for full Quant Elite full service. Okay, that's full, everything that we're giving you. Be it a Quant Elite, and it'll take you to this payment form. We take PayPal, and it's $7.97. As of midnight tonight, it goes up to $1,200. Maybe, I think $1,247. I'm not sure what the original price is. Okay, this price will go up. Okay, and again, the only thing that's stopping you is your drive. And if you want to save your own bacon, if you are in this field, whatever field you're in, because as I said, software is going to affect everything out there, everything, no matter what industry you're in, regardless if you're finance or anything else, you will be affected. So, you know, learning this stuff will be critical for your future. And not only your future, but to, on the trading side, to be able to secure your own future by having your own source code and not a black box that you fully understand. Okay, so it's very, very, very important that you see this. And after midnight, it goes back up to 1,200. Okay, so I'm not gonna say anymore. You know what to do. Here's the little pretty graph. 2012, already 12,000 people is advanced enough that can be coded to teach themselves. That's how advanced we're getting into this world. Okay, so I'll leave it to you if what you want to do. Machine learning's taking control. I'm getting into machine learning as well as cryptocurrencies, as I said. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Have a good day. I wish you luck. We can still be friends if you decide not to go with this, but we'll leave it at that. And enough blabbing at my end, and may the force be with you. Later.